Alright guys, so today we are finally installing something that this car should have included from factory, but didn't, and I'm not sure why. So today we actually have Sxth elements armrest installation, and this is also something I waited for a while, was because I wanted the blue stitching. So I did take a peek at this earlier. But I have not actually matched the stitching to what the car stitching looks like. So let's hop in there and take a look and see if the stitching matches. Alright, so kind of lining the stitching up with the seat, and it doesn't even look like the same color. The actual stitching on the seat looks slightly lighter than this. I mean, obviously they're very, very, very close, but visually looking at them right next to each other, I can see that the factory stitching is lighter, and then the stitching on the armrest is darker. So that is one thing to note if you are getting it for the blue one. I don't know how the other colors actually match up or not. No one has ever really commented on it that I saw. So, but today we're gonna throw this in, plop this bad boy in right over here. But my car's a little dirty too. I'm gonna give it a wipe down too before we go any farther. But we are gonna have to take off this little rubber piece, add on a sub plate, and then we should be able to bolt this to the sub plate that's on there. Alright, so first thing we gotta do is try to remove this rubber piece. Not sure what the easiest way is. Alright, so this comes out. There will be 3 square looking parts. Well, actually, let's talk about what's in the box first. So the box comes with the standard size riser. I hate that it's not an option on their website to be able to get either the standard size or the smaller size. You have to order them separately. But you get the actual riser mount. Obviously you get the armrest. You'll get the stabilizer piece up at the top that this, I believe, slides into. You'll get your garnish piece. So I actually opted for the carbon fiber one, which I think one of these is, so we'll figure out which one is which. I'd imagine it's the one separately. Otherwise you'll get the piano black or gloss black one, and then you'll have the actual base that this will mount to. And GR, or Corolla, I believe helped design this to work perfect with this. So that's everything that comes in the box, and then obviously miscellaneous hardware and screws. So you're going to want to take these 3 clips and line them up. After you pop those 3 clips in there, we're going to want to line this up for the white text to be towards the back. So that way that'll slip right in there. Then you're going to take the 3 large black screws. You'll have the larger black screws. You're going to mount those in there. And it's a very simple, all you need is pretty much a screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver. Alright, and once that base is on, then we will take our standard base height, and it should, so it looks like these 4 holes right here will line up with the 4 posts on there, and it looks like the rest of the screws are all going to be the same. So I do have to say, since we're screwing straight into the plastic, be very careful not to over tighten this, because potentially either strip out the plastic or crack it. Alright, so now that this is mounted, we're going to take the other plates. There's going to be notches on one side and then no notches on the other. Notches go to the back seat. And it should pretty much fit in there. And we'll take our other hardware and screw it down. Alright, so far, I mean, everything feels pretty solid. If I try to move it, it's pretty much moving the entire center console. I am pretty sure we literally just slide this into there. Alright, so well, it's in. It's not too bad. It does look a little funky from the side, but I guess sitting here, it feels pretty good. I have no complaints. It's soft, enough cushion. The blue, when you're looking at it here, you really have to look hard to kind of realize that it is a different hue of blue, but it looks pretty good. I'm not sure. So one thing, this came with a bunch of screws and stuff inside this, like that. I'm not sure what these are for. Oh, let's put on the garnish piece. So this should be the carbon fiber one. Let's open this up. So the carbon fiber looks nice. I don't know why I was thinking this was going to be glossy, but it's not glossy. Because I thought it was going to be matching the shift knob that the 2024 circuits come with, but let's see how it looks. Okay, so looking at this already, I was not fitting properly. This hole and slot are not centered on this, so it'll only go in one way. In my case, looking at the camera, this is the thinner side, and that's the side you want to lay flat. I feel that I have something not correct, because I think this should snap into place. Or I guess I just wasn't pushing hard enough. So that's really what it was. I just wasn't pushing hard enough. And then they gave you the last piece of hardware as a cap to go over the screw head, which it doesn't even fit. It's really loose, so I'm not sure what that's supposed to be for. Alright you guys, so it is installed, and this is looking from the driver's side. Overall, it doesn't look bad. Like, it looks really good from afar, and then up close, it just is a bunch of stacked plastic pieces just to get it where it is. Like, overall, I would give it like a 7 out of 10 for it fit really good. That's good. But just cosmetically, I wish it looked better. Because I don't know. I just wish it looked a little bit better down low. Like I said, because it's just a bunch of stacked plastic pieces that they just aren't pleasingly to look at. So, I mean, obviously your eyes are forward. You're just going to use this as a rest. I mainly wanted this to have a little bit more storage. Like once it's all stacked up, it does have a little wobble, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's not like you're going to be grabbing on the thing and yanking it around. So overall, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. For the price, I think it was like $140, $150. It's not terrible, but I would expect a little bit better. I do like that obviously they sell it in matching stitching color. So if you have a Circuit Edition 24 for me, or I think the 23s were red, it is a plus side. So let's clean up everything, get everything put back together and looking good, and then we'll get some final shots of this. All right, so I just went for, I don't know, like a 5-10 minute drive just to see how it felt. I mean, cruising wise, everything feels perfectly fine. Like once you're in gear, it's nice to just rest your arm on the, it's nice to just be able to rest your arm right on the armrest. But one thing I noticed is if you're a really heavy leaner, and you have the armrest slid all the way forward, there is quite a bit of flex. But if it's towards the back, it feels pretty solid. So I'm gonna give this, like I said, overall fitment was perfect on it. Everything fit perfectly fine. The finish looks pretty good on the leather and the stitching. I like it. And the only thing that I just don't like is just how cheap the rest of the plastic feels and everything like that. I wish it was a little bit nicer of a quality plastic, but again, they are the only ones that are making armrests for these cars. So if there is other options out there, I have no clue about them, but for the only person making armrests, these feel and look pretty good. And if you want, like for me, the biggest thing too, like I don't take this car on long road trips, but it is nice to be able to rest my arm every once in a while on an armrest. But I've actually gotten so used to not having one that driving now and shifting, like it almost feels like it's kind of in the way. But for everyday driving, it'll be perfectly fine. But if you are probably like tracking the car or doing any like thing like that, it might be better to remove it, which is actually very easy. You just slide the thing back out and it's pretty much removed. If you guys are interested in this, I will actually be putting a discount code and a link for one of these. Whether or not you want the red, white, or blue, what are the odds? Patriotic colors. So, but I don't know if Toyota thought that out or not, but very patriotic of them to do the red, white, and blue stitching. But anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.